What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to our early weekly episode of Fantasy Bench Warmers. And medyo may mga kilala kasi kasuhin si Com later this week, kaya medyo inagahan namin yung pag-record. Of course, I'm your host, JJT, with Komish.
Yes, saka today, big day for fantasy lovers.
Big day, exact. Excited lahat eh. Like, everyone was really excited.
Nakailang mock draft ka na ba?
Wala pa. Hindi ako, daming gagawin. Mga ayusin pa natin yung mga leagues eh. So, hindi ako makasali sa mock draft. Anyway, but ang daming excited kasi today, we suspended muna the registration for our leagues para lang we can sort out the first few leagues and then para hindi kami matabunan ng work, and then matagal pa naman yung time eh. So we'll open more slots in the next few weeks siguro. Dami, like 69 registrants on the first
69.
day. Less than 24 hours pa yun.
Oo. So ano na yun? 5 leagues na natin mapupuo yun.
Well, parang ganun. Technically mga 65 because the Roto had four registrants. So mga more or less mga 65. So,
mga 4 leagues. Mga ganun, 4 leagues.
Mga 4 leagues. But hiwa-hiwalay rin sila. So I think we'll fill out mga 6 leagues. More or less 2 of each type siguro. Yung 500, 1K, and 1.5 leagues.
Okay.
Think ko kaya natin i-fill out yun. But that's, we'll work on that in the next few days and weeks, as we get closer to the opening of the season. Pero exciting kasi nung nag-open kaagad si Yahoo ng registration, dami kaagad na-excite na fantasy players eh.
Tsaka gusto natin makita yung early rankings. Malaman natin ang first projection natin. Kasi we had our own rankings. We had players in mind. Pero we could not do it naman. Di mo tayo mga experts talaga na we will do 1 to 150 or 1 to 200 or 1 to 250.
Yeah.
Well, top 15 lang siguro naisip natin, top 15, top 20. Pero overall yung buong list, di pa natin nagagawa yun. So, Yahoo, at least nakita natin yung ng Yahoo. Yung projection.
And alam naman natin when it comes to the drafting, the rankings sometimes is a factor. Tama yun. That's very true. Kahit na sabihin natin medyo hindi tayo agree or may maraming mali dun sa Yahoo Rankings, a lot of managers base their decisions there. Oh.
So, it will definitely, kumbaga parang chicken and egg eh. Parang, sino ba nag-affect sa kanino? Do people follow Yahoo or Yahoo adjust to the people who uses their site? I think, both sila.
And malaking bagay din. Although, nabanggit mo nga, we won't dive too deep into the rankings na 150, 120. But very crucial din to see who are at the bottom of that rankings. Kasi some of the gems are there, di ba? Yung mga underranked players na medyo...
Ang ano lang dito, Yahoo usually has mistakes sa first nila.
Oo.
Kahit first and second marami silang mali talaga. As in, obvious na mali, na impossible na itong player na to linagay nila doon sa ganun kababa or ganun kataas or whatever. May mali talaga. So, they will fine-tune it. I think lang ang feeling ko Yahoo also wants to see yung mock drafts and then titingnan nila, itong player na to is being picked way higher than we put him in. So, adjust natin. So, parang tayo na mga Yahoo fantasy managers ang parang experiment or researchers nila, kumbaga.
Parang we give them the data.
Yes.
Tayo magbibigay sa kanila ng data and they'll try to make use of it. Pero ang it's too early rin to do drafts. I mean, if you have a league already, sobrang aga. So I guess the latest or the earliest that you could do drafts mga towards the end of September na no.
Meron mga
Medyo
middle
maaga pa nga
September.
yun eh.
Merong middle September. Pero ang preseason starts October 4. So, maaga rin kasi lang yung preseason eh. So, I think end September is just right. Kasi that's just 3 weeks before the start of the season eh. Although, hindi just right I mean, pwede na. Kasi some people want to see the preseason din before they draft. May mga ganun eh. May mga ganung...
Kaya yung mga leagues natin, we positioned it after the preseason na. I mean, not after, pero once nag-start na. During the preseason. So, para
after the yung training camp, medyo ano na nun eh. Parang full blast na. So, may mga maririg na kayong news who is gonna start.
Yeah.
Who is in shape. Di ba? Mababasa mo yan eh. Na parang gain 20 pounds of muscle, training camp, sobrang galing, sobrang ganyan. So, din nalalabas yung mga sleepers nyo, kung ano-ano.
Yeah. So, doon na rin ma-hype yung mga players na hindi dapat ma-hype. Yeah. So, doon natin
doon nalalabas yung mga Chris Boucher, Christian Wood.
Chris Boucher, medyo mataas ha?
Oo nga. Doon nalalabas yung mga, sino kaya ang Chris Boucher or Christian Wood ng season na to? Parang ganon. Yun yung mga talagang mga Robert Williams, yung mga can't miss na every expert, football, Roto World, everybody would say this is the sleeper of the year. Parang ganon.
So, abangan natin yung rankings. But today, it's gonna be very special kasi we're gonna do our first mock draft. Okay, so we'll do mock draft. Subukan lang natin. Kahit na hindi natin tapusin until the end, no?
Hindi, tapusin natin. Mabilis
tapusin ba natin?
Mock draft, eh.
Mabilis lang ba? Okay, sige. Ilang minutes ba?
Mabilis lang yan. Well, depende kung sino makakasama natin. Kasi kung yung iba is like, auto draft, auto pick. I think mas tatagal yun. Pero, let's see.
Let's see, okay. So, anong gusto mong slot?
Yung mahirap, syempre, magpa-challenge tayo. Anong mahirap sa'yo? 9 or 10, mga ganun.
Ayan, may 9 dito.
8, 9 or 10. Yan ang natin.
8, 9, or 10. Okay.
Ilang minutes pa bago mag-start yung mock draft?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. I-share screen namin para makita ninyo. Pero since mag-start
ano tayo, 9?
9 na lang. 9 or 8 or 9. Kahit ano.
Sige, 9.
Okay, so first
9.
impressions natin, siguro naman wala tayong debate sa top 2, no? Jokic and Steph.
Baka nga may debate pa eh. Yung Steph hindi clear cut eh.
Unless na ikaw ang feeling mo hindi clear cut si Steph. Yun nga. Pero ako kasi feeling ko clear cut si Steph for me this season. So tingnan natin. Ito yan, mock draft natin, 3 players lang ang...
So baka mabilis lang, no? Ano ba to? Automatic mag-load? I haven't run.
Automatic yan. Mag-load na lang siya kasi 2 minutes pa eh. So pag mag-draft, initialize yung draft and then makapasok tayo. But since 2 minutes, we can talk about yun nga, 1 and 2. Ikaw, if Steph is not number 2 for you, who's your number 2 ba?
Ang hirap eh, no? Nawala kasi yung mga yung mga usual top 3 players eh, di ba? Last year, I think there was a unanimous choice na Harden, Anthony Davis, and sino yung top 3 last year?
Si Kat, Harden, ba? Davis. Hindi, Kat was low last year eh.
Harden and Davis were top 2.
We're top 2,
for
yes.
Sure, di ba?
Actually, yung top 8 last year, as far as I remember, parang sure ka dun sa top 8 eh. After nung 8 yung mas mahirap eh.
So
I think sino pa ba yung mga sumunod?
And Harden ngayon dropped already eh. So,
dropped to 7th. Yeah.
So yan pa yung isang question mark. How are you gonna treat Harden? Is he going to be a risky play or kasi last year risky. Everyone's a sure ball Harden.
Actually, Harden could be a value this year, to be honest, kasi mababa siya this year. Mababa siya. And he looks very thin, Nasa pictures na nakita ko sa kanya, medyo in shape.
Well,
so I think
from last season, after seeing him last season, I think wala na siyang kumbaga, there's no way to go but
babalik siya sa Harden of old in my opinion.
Ayun, doon sa big 3 kasi yung sa big 3 ng Brooklyn, KD has been the the main man. I think medyo may may impact din yung nangyari ng playoffs and the Olympics.
KD is number 3 by the way so far.
So do
Number 3
you
sila.
think too high?
Yeah,
Hindi
as
ko too high.
I wrote din sa natin sa site natin, sa page natin na it's too high.
Parang there's a difference between the playoff KD and the regular season KD.
Oo. There's a difference
And malaki yung difference.
The fact na last year he played only less than half of the games last year.
Yun nga eh.
Medyo mataas yung number 3 pero yun nga, the playoffs and the Olympics he was very good.
Kaya
so
nga eh.
I think that was
I think that affected yung ranking niya.
But it will go down. I think it will go down.
Sa mga projected doon sa mga natin, friends of fantasy benchwarmers, all over the place din si KD eh.
Oo.
Like
I would
early,
actually,
pero not top 3 for sure. Top 5, parang ganun.
I would actually put Harden higher than KD. I would pick him higher. I think majority of fantasy managers would pick him higher. So yun ang yun ang
okay, game na.
Ito na.
Okay, ano to?
By the way,
pwede yung video chat.
May video chat. Pagka nag-draft, pwede mag-video chat.
Okay, so sino ang pipick natin dito? Ano ba titingnan natin? X rank or rank?
X rank.
Ako I usually choose the rank eh. Kasi rank pertains to usually closer to last season's di ba?
Hindi. Ang X rank is the expert rank in general yan. Ang rank is the league settings. Pero ang league settings kasi hindi natin alam dahil mock draft to eh. Hindi ko alam anong settings ang sinusundan nila.
Ito, 9-cut.
Hindi.
Usually kung ano yung stats dito, that's what you see, di ba?
Mas pang roto ata yan eh. I'm not too sure.
Head-to-head yung pinili ko.
Pero ako, X-rank and rank, sinasabay ko yan eh. Kasi medyo malaki ang difference nung ibang players sa rank and X-rank.
Tinignan mo ba projected, average?
Both. I looked at the last year ko nung ginawa nila and then projected this year. Kasi projected, Yahoo lang yan eh. Pero last year, kung nakita mo na yung ginawa nila, then you can make your own projections.
And the rank changes eh.
Pag
projected na eh. Kasi like, pag average stats na, si Towns bumagsak, si Tatum bumagsak compared sa projected.
Oo. So, depends na yan. Pero sa atin, since number 9 tayo, at marami namang auto-draft lang naman to, this is just guys eh. Hindi naman to seryoso. We're just I just want to go to
testing lang namin.
Para makita lang natin yung basic
tagal naman pumik nung number 1. Ano ba yan?
Wala. Hindi pa lang sisimula. Mag-start pa lang. Mag-start pa lang. Pero yun nga, tingnan natin, no? Si Karl Anthony Towns ang number 9 sa X-rank. At yan ay steal yan. Kung makuha natin si Karl Anthony Towns, that's a very, very very big steal in my opinion.
Giannis goes number 1. Kalokohan naman. Yun yung pinakakalokohan sa mock draft pa.
Pero yan mo sila. Pero ang atin, si Karl Anthony Towns, for me, should be in the top 5.
Okay, Jokic. And ang daming mga dito. So, yung number 7 player, yun yung key for us.
So, Jokic, Curry, okay, Durant is not for me. Lillard, James Harden, number 4. Karl Anthony Towns is my number 5. Yan yung mga matataas for me. Si Luka, Giannis, if wala yung mga yon, I would go with those two. Swing for the fences, just adjust my team. Kung wala yung mga iba. Kasi Luka and Giannis, you can build
if
a good
nandyan
team.
Si Harden.
I'll pick Harden.
Harden ka over Towns.
Close. But any is okay for me. I like Towns din kasi. But Harden, I think, is also a steal. So yung dalawang yun would be...
Nakuha si Towns. Okay. Si Towns went number 7.
So we're gonna go Harden. If kunin si Harden before us, then sino pipiliin natin?
Hindi, wala na. Harden ang naiwan.
Wala na. Nandiyan si Harden. So we'll go Harden.
Nandiyan si Harden. Okay, draft Harden. Okay, we have...
Yan guys, pag nakuha niya si Harden at number 9.
Sulit na yun.
Sulit na sulit. Sulit na sulit.
Ayan. Hindi ko alam kung nasagot natin. Of the big 3, who do you trust the most? Harden pa rin.
Harden, I trust Harden the most. I trust Kyrie the least. May stat na lumabas, diba? He has played only 50% of his games in his whole career. So wala eh. You cannot expect him to play the whole season. Not even, I don't know, ilang games ng
Pero
season.
ito Kyrie usually drops really low sa draft. And
19 siya ngayon though. 18 ba? 18.
And hindi ko alam every year kung laging pag si Kyrie drops to second round, parang, uy, sulit na. Pero given the history, second round, Kyrie, is that sulit?
No. Tapos nakita mo tong second round,
last year, he went last second round. Mga, malapit na tayo. Let's focus once.
Yung Bradley Beal at Jason Tatum, those are very big steals. Nauna pa si Zach LaVine, si Trae Young over these two guys, and I think that's a mistake. Kawhi Leonard na injured, that's also a mistake. So
ito sinong pipiliin natin? I'm looking at Paul George, Bam Adebayo.
Paul George at anong pick tayo? 20th? 20th Paul George. For me, I would have picked him in the first round eh. So
I think marami would pick him in the first round.
Mababa yung Paul George na rank ngayon
na X-rank,
so far. Mababa. So may changes diyan. At
saka yung Kawhi, kalokohan yung Kawhi na 19.
Huwag mo muna i-pick. Pahabain mo muna para makita natin yun. Pero
add
Paul George
ba?
tayo.
Add to queue ako. Add to queue ko na.
Sige, add to queue muna.
Kasi baka mamaya hindi natin ma-pick eh.
Pero yun nga, yung Bradley Beal, Trae Young over Beal, Trae Young over Tatum, that's insane. Pick mo na. Draft na natin.
Okay,
so yan, medyo, sa nakikita ko, medyo mahirap yung second round. Kasi
yung mga Bam Adebayo, medyo mapapaisip ka rin. And Jimmy Butler, actually one player to watch out for, Jimmy Butler din. Kasi
Jimmy
feeling
Butler.
ko magda-drop si Jimmy Butler eh. Kasi they would think na, may Lowry eh. So, hindi ko pipick tong Jimmy Butler. Pero
ang interesting dito si LaMelo 20, yan pa yan? 23, mataas yan. Mataas si LaMelo. Oo.
Isipin mo, it's at 23, 24 and Jimmy Butler is still there. So, parang lalabas close to third round. And I wouldn't be surprised if, players wouldn't pick him. Kasi nga, managers wouldn't pick him kasi nga nandiyan si Lowry. Oo. Chris Paul at 24.
A little high for my liking. A little high na yan.
Shea.
At 24.
Shea ka over, Chris Paul.
Baka ganun ang pipiliin ko. Although si Shea, natatakot ako kay Shea sa end of the season. Pero siguro I can swing a trade in the middle of the season na lang. Pero nakakatakot kasi both yan eh. Kaya maraming rest dito sa second round nakikita ko. Chris Paul, Shea, medyo
Van Vliet, yan. Medyo interesting din to. Van Vliet is at X-rank 33, parang medyo malabo.
Medyo tama lang yun. I think I would even pick Van Vliet over sila Chris Paul. Over Shea.
Kaya nga, 33. So, I think mababa siya doon. So, I think yan yung mga kailangan natin bantayan, di ba?
Oo. Tama.
Chris Middleton, another player na medyo feeling ko even after that championship, si Chris Middleton would be another not a favorite pick. Because
he might be too tired.
Yun diba? Yun pala yun.
Baka ma-injury prone siya this season dahil pagod eh.
Yeah.
Sila ni Drew Holiday.
So, ito yung tanong. Do you stay away a little bit from those types of players?
Medyo.
At the third round. Third round na to. Halos third round.
Third round to. Medyo nakakatakot eh. So, baka hindi. Baka hindi muna.
Okay. So, who do we go for? So, most likely, ang mabutan talaga natin, unless si Jonathan, yung 35th pick, makes a surprise pick. Pero, mabutan natin Jaylen Brown.
Pero I think we need a big. So, I hope
Valanciunas.
I hope Miles falls to us. That's a very big steal. Although, na-injured siya last year so wala na.
John Collins is still available.
Si Miles, wala ba? Nandyan pa.
Miles, yan, available na Miles.
Oh,
No,
Miles or Rudy Gobert would be good for us kasi we had Harden and Paul George. Laki ng free throw, ano yan eh.
so,
Sino ba?
Miles
Oh, yan.
tayo.
Miles tayo.
Or
That would,
Valanciunas.
hindi ko ano si Valanciunas sa
Miles kasi puro
URTs eh.
injury eh.
Ikaw, kung ano, okay lang sa akin. Pero hindi, we need our blocks eh. We need our
Sabagay.
blocks. We need our blocks.
Sabagay.
We don't need scoring ni Jonas. We don't need 3-point shooting ni Jonas. Basta blocks lang tayo. And that would be very
Okay. We pick Miles Turner.
Kita mo number 1 tayo, pupusta ko sa'yo. Tingnan mo yung standings. Balance tayo eh. Ay! Hindi tayo number 1.
Projected
3 point
kasi.
lang.
Wala
Okay.
Hindi tayo magna-number 1 sa projected kasi yung projected magbe-base rin sa rankings eh.
Hindi, ano tayo niyan? A-adjust natin. Ano ba kulang natin? Rebound siguro. Hindi, may rebounds tayo kay Harden.
Hindi, may
Paul
rebounds tayo,
George.
Harden and Paul George, may rebounds.
Anyway, looking back at the 40s na tayo ngayon, no?
Fourth
Sa
round.
40s naman, ang medyo pinag-usapan natin dito si Chris Boucher na
Yan,
medyo mataas.
Boucher.
Si MPJ medyo mababa. I
Oo,
think
ako feeling ko rin
mababa.
MPJ could go sa mga third round eh.
Earlier siguro dapat mga 30, tama ka, mga 30s siguro.
Pwede
Mga
na
30s.
yan eh. Pwede na yung
Oo.
sugalan at third round eh.
So, si John Collins, medyo mababa rin for me. I mean, 47 with a new contract and everything. Although malalim ang Atlanta, I think he should be early 40s, late 30s kind of guy.
Should he be ranked higher than Capella?
I think so. I think John Collins this year should be ranked higher than Capel.
Okay, malapit na tayo. Michael Porter might
O,
fall
ikaw,
to us.
sinong ano mo dyan? Ako, if Michael Porter falls to us, then mukhang okay.
Wala na rin eh. Lower tiered. Wala
Ako,
na rin masyado.
oo. Yung iba like OG is another favorite of mine. Medyo magandang position si OG dyan. Nasa 50 plus si OG eh. I think, if not mistaken, 56, para
So,
58.
do we go OG over... Hindi, Porter talaga eh.
Porter, medyo nandyan eh. Medyo magandang value yan for us. Although, sobra-sobra na tayo sa scoring. Pero okay yan. We need rebounding naman eh. So, Porter tayo.
Wala tayong steals. Hindi, may Paul George eh.
May Paul George tayo. So, maganda yung natin Maganda yung lineup natin. And, yun nga, isa sa mababa si Michael Porter Jr., isa sa magandang value si OG Anunoby. I think tataas yan. That's one of the sleepers this draft. Tapos yan, may mga mali. Like yung sabi natin, si Jamal. Jamal is 53rd.
Dapat wala. Kasi...
Dapat wala dyan yan. Oo.
Hindi, rank niya 325 eh.
Oo. Pero sa
kaya minsan
X-rank,
yung rank, rin eh. Yung rank, medyo...
Pero weird ang rank eh. Number 4 si Tatum sa rank eh. Number 4, si DeJounte Murray is number 18.
Oo,
medyo marami ring mali sa rank eh. Ayan.
Ako, tinitignan ko minsan a little bit of both. Wala pang na-draft na rookie, no? So we'll see. Wala pang rookie.
Speaking
Interesting
of rookies,
din, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, 51 yata siya ranked.
Oo. That's about right.
Yeah.
I think that's about right.
Russell Westbrook, wala pa dito.
Hindi pa ba wala pa ba? Hindi pa lumalabas si Westbrook?
Hindi ko pa nakita. Baka hindi na natin napansin.
Hindi natin kasi mabilis ang draft natin. Pero ang rookies, guys, the highest rookie is Cade Cunningham at 76, Jalen Green at 77, and then Mobley at 78. And
Ito, interesting to. Okay. Terry Rozier, 59 currently.
Oo.
High or low?
I think tama lang.
Last year, he ended up mga 30s.
30s, yeah.
And this year, wala nang Graham.
Oo, tama. Pero I think mas malalim ang team ng Charlotte this year. With Kelly Oubre.
Kasi si OG laging underappreciated eh.
I would pick OG over Rozier, all things considered this year.
Oo naman. Ako rin. I mean, kung efficiency lang pag-usapan natin, OG. And
kasi si OG, wala pang breakout eh. I mean, he's being picked talaga for his for his potential eh. Oo.
And hindi rin siya favorite talaga to be picked. Certain managers lang like him pero other managers parang stays away.
Ito yung number 60. Tanungin ko kung medyo interested ka dyan.
Mitchell Robinson. Ano bang notes? Kailangan, pag may blue na ganyan, basahin natin yung notes
Oo. Wala naman atang injury. Magiging ready naman nata for training camp. 'Di ba? So, right now, for us, for our team, we're gonna go for a big kasi we need some big men here. Before we shore up our assist.
So, ang next na natin, Nurkic. Yan.
Yan na naman tayo kay Nurkic.
We can go with mga...
So far, pinag-usapan na natin yung mga favorite natin, si OG. Ikaw, meron ka bang nagustuhan dyan sa... Hindi necessarily the draft natin, pero at the rank right now, the 60s, anong tingin mo? Sino mga nakikita mong mga good? Too low.
Ako, hindi ko na nakita yung kanina earlier.
Or, hindi, yung mga nandyan ngayon, too low or too high?
Too high. Itong Dinwiddie, feeling ko medyo too high. 68.
Yes. Super high.
Garland, baka little too low. Lovert.
Oy, tayo na.
Tama lang siguro. Sino sa atin?
Sino pa yung nasa taas? Si Nurkic na. Kailangan natin ng bigs
Nurkic.
Oo, Nurkic.
Injured pala Siakam.
Injured si Siakam Nurkic tayo
Nurkic
muna.
Nurkic ba tayo or Holmes? Or too early si Holmes?
Si Holmes nasa 90s Mamaya na natin kunin si Holmes. Feeling ko makukuha naman natin yan mamaya. So yun, tama ka. Garland, I think, is one of the intriguing players there. Feeling ko magandang si Garland.
Si DeRozan is a little too low.
At 60 ano ba siya? 66. Feeling ko tama lang Remember, medyo malalim yung team They have Lonzo, they have Zach,
they have Vucevic.
I don't think DeRozan will be able to do what he did with San Antonio.
If all things na nangyari lahat to based on that rankings, our next bet ang highest would be Cade Cunningham.
Actually, Cade, Jalen, and Mobley will all be available to us.
Ayan, so baka ito
diba? Ito, tinan mo, John Wall, Kemba, pass ako. Pass ako sa mga yan.
Kemba, baka, I don't think si Kemba abot ng 74.
Abot yan?
Abot yan muna?
Abot yan. Kasi people, alam mo pag na-wave ka, nawala, na-trade ka sa OKC, na-wave ka, parang iba na yung tingin sa'yo Parang hindi ka na yung Kemba of old. Diba? Feeling ko may chance.
Pero yun nga, inisip ko, ine-expect nila baka parang Charlotte Kemba kasi nasa OKC siya
Hindi, New York na siya.
Ay, New York nga pala siya.
New York na wave na siya.
To OKC.
Mali yan. Hindi pa updated, pero nasa New York siya. So I think,
hindi, yun nga. Baka better.
Better, pero I think aabot
siya. Ito,
siya.
John Wall, stay away. So, kukuha ba tayo ng rookie?
Etong part ng draft ang mahirap na part.
Oo, so ito yung babantayan natin. So, sino? Hindi ko rin gusto si Kristaps but ano ba? We might need a guard.
Yeah, so we might go with Cade. I'm okay with Cade. Diba? We have Harden, then we can go with Cade.
Or
kasi good natin all around okay. Ikaw, sinong mo?
Wala, layo ni White
Cade tayo, Cade muna. Sinong White ang sinasabi mo?
Derek White, yung next dito. Next best point guard na guard.
Baka umabot pa yan si Derek White.
Hindi naaabot sa atin yan. Auto-draft Pag auto-draft, di naaabot.
Pero Derek White, yan. Maganda rin na bring up mo yung name na Derek White.
Number 1 na tayo.
Siyempre. na bring up mo si Derek White na for me, isang na naman yan. Isang player na has a breakout potential this year.
Of Miles Bridges, yan, babanda na 80, 83.
I'm very on the fence with Miles.
Kasi last year nag-breakout
Saka Oubre, PJ, Gordon Hayward, lalim Hindi ko alam kung how they would be sorting that rotation out.
Sa bagay. Sige, of those three, ano ka? Oubre.
Hindi.
Anong ranking mo?
Ako, I would go Gordon
PJ.
Hayward, Miles,
Hindi,
and then
obviously,
Oubre.
Gordon Hayward talaga nandun. Pero yung next, I think ang magkaka-level dyan, Oubre, PJ, and Miles Bridges.
Ako, Miles ako. Miles and then probably Oubre and over PJ. Sabi ko nga sa isang kaibigan ko, medyo overrated si PJ.
Yeah.
A little bit. Unless they're gonna play him center, small
Ang
ball
problem
center, I
ni...
like that.
Walang center si Charlotte.
Hindi, may Mason Plumlee sila eh. So,
Oh, pero
off the bench,
bagay, off the
Kai
bench yan.
Jones is a rookie, so baka hindi nila maggamitin as much. So kung si PJ Washington ang balak nilang gamitin at small ball center, that's something to monitor. If that happens, then I think PJ would be okay. Pero kung hindi, if they're gonna play him 4, medyo marami siyang competition.
Yeah. Ito, si Schroeder at 90, I think is a little too high.
Too high. Jarrett Allen at 92 is too low.
Too low, yes.
Richaun Holmes, hindi pa ba tayo natuto from last year? 97.
Sean Holmes at 97 is way too low.
Malamang natakot sila kasi si Alex Len nata nasa Sacramento, di ba?
Oo.
Baka yun. Baka natakot sila. Baka makuha ng minutes.
So, ano pipick natin?
Ako, kung nandiyan si Holmes.
Nandyan, sure nandyan.
No-brainer. Mag-Holmes ako.
Kasi yan ang options mo. Barrett, Markkanen, Covington, Potel, Holmes. Nakuha si Holmes.
Sabi sa'yo eh. Jarrett tayo. Teka, sino bang? Tama. Pwede tayo mag-Jarrett Allen. Baba rin nun Jarrett Allen at 92.
93 na nga eh.
That's too low. Either Jarrett or Covington. Ikaw, sinong mas prefer mo?
Ayoko na si Covington eh.
Or Robert Williams. Yan mga yan. Yan ang mga for me, medyo sulit.
Tingin mo Robert Williams over Jarrett Allen?
Ako, Jarrett ako eh. Feeling ko breakout eh.
Baka yung Jarrett Allen, baka yung Robert Williams, same as last year lang eh. Puro
Jarrett
injuries
Allen,
tapos...
Baka sakali si Jarrett Allen bumaba dahil kay Evan Mobley. Pero, dapat hindi.
Hindi, higher nga si Mobley.
Hindi, ibig sabihin,
ranked
baka
higher.
Baka nandyan si Mobley, kaya bumaba yung ranking ni Jarrett Allen.
Kaya nga, ranked higher.
Pero, mali. Not this year. At least not this year.
Wendell Carter, feeling ko a little too low.
That's a good player to mention. Ako, I've starred on Wendell Carter already. Sorry. I've been burned for so long na kay Wendell Carter. So, I let kung nag-breakout siya this year, then okay, fine, 'di ba? Pero for me, I think may potential.
Ito.
Pero
Marcus
injury
Smart.
prone.
Marcus Smart. 104.
Is low.
Diba?
It's definitely low. And definitely someone to consider on our part.
How about si Suggs?
Suggs is actually low also. 102. I don't know bakit
mo, Mobley went higher than Suggs.
Oo, which is for me not how it should be this year.
Sino ba number 3? Wala si Scotty Barnes pa?
Wala. Mababa si Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes is 150 or 160 pa.
Sino number 3?
Number 3 pick si Mobley.
Mobley, okay.
Mobley.
And then si Suggs. Okay. Si Marcus Smart yun, a little too low. So baka umaabutan natin. Eksakto, if umabot sa atin, we need a guard siguro.
Yes. Tama. Only worry ko dyan is his field goal since we have Harden already. Pero okay lang. I mean, we need steals din naman. We need assists with our lineup. So I think Marcus...
Kasi if you look at the other players, parang wala ka na mapili eh.
Okay, Marcus Smart. I actually like Marcus Smart. In this part of the draft, puro mga players na inefficient eh. Marcus Smart, Devontae Graham, Eric Bledsoe. So, Marcus Smart is the best among them.
Gary Trent. Isa sa mga sleepers mo. 106.
Maganda rin. Medyo maganda yung position niya at 106. I would have wanted him to be lower para mas sulit. Pero meron kasing someone dito na sobrang baba na I think would be picked. We could pick him dahil sobrang baba niya. Nasa 160 siya. Si Evan Fournier. So I think babaguhin naman ng Yahoo yan. Pero at 160, Evan Fournier is 160 something. Sobrang baba.
168.
Oo, sobrang baba nun. Kahit last pick mo si Evan Fournier, lakas ng team.
Actually, Keldon Johnson at 118 is medyo mababa din.
Yes, another one na medyo mababa. Tama ka dyan.
I think Keldon should be ranked higher than dito sa list Powell siguro.
Cantor.
Or even si Hunter eh.
Oo.
I mean, Hunter is good, pero parang ano pa eh, hindi iffy pa eh.
He should be healthy daw, sabi nila. Kung healthy siya, Hunter is
solid, pero
solid.
Pero how do you trust that he'll be
Etong si
enough?
Montrezl Harrell is actually an intriguing pick din at that position. I think may bounce back potential si Harrell eh.
Yeah. Sino ba center ng Washington or
Gafford, Daniel Gafford and Thomas Bryant. Kaso si Thomas Bryant might be out for the first.
Ito.
First
Nickeil
month.
Alexander Walker yan. Isa sa mga favorite ni Eric.
Medyo mataas for me ang 120.
Mataas ba?
Medyo, a little bit. Gusto ko siya kung nasa tipong second to the last pick or anong pick. Kasi Devontae nag-sign sa kanila. They re-signed Josh Hart. Siyempre, nandiyan pa si Brandon Ingram. Hindi rin siya totally sure starter eh, feeling ko. Hindi siya I think off the bench pa rin siya eh. So at 120, medyo I didn't expect them to resign kasi. I didn't expect them to sign Devontae Graham and then na-resign pa si Josh Hart. So medyo naging deep din in a way.
Okay, so ito, malapit na tayo. Who do we get next?
I like Keldon.
Wala na makukuha yan si Keldon.
Yeah, nakuha na si Keldon.
Ang next natin yan, Joe Ingles, Isaiah Stewart.
Ano ba kailangan natin? Kailangan natin ng meron na tayong Turner, may Allen, meron tayong Nurkic, we have bigs.
So baka hindi na natin kailangan si Stewart.
Oo. Maybe an assist guy or
puro centers na to eh. Ingles. Pero hindi kasi consistent eh.
Actually, si Plumlee and Al
Horford?
Alam ko anong tingin mo kay Horford, pero ako, intrigued ako kay Horford.
So, do we go Horford?
Pwede.
Horford over Plumlee, over Tad Young, Wiseman.
Yes. Yes. And hindi siya ngayon. Hindi siya i-bench ngayon. Kasi nasa Boston siya eh.
Okay, we pick Horford.
Anong pick na yan? 122, no? So, kita mo,
121
medyo
tayo.
Diyan mo makikita yung mga values eh. We got Allen at 90 something, Horford at 120 something, even
Marcus. Oy, third na tayo.
Oo, ano bang kailangan natin?
Ito, nakikita mo ba yung
Yeah.
Yung team natin? Ayan. Ano bang kailangan natin?
Malakas yung team natin eh. Assist siguro, medyo konting assist
ang kailangan natin.
Oo. Assist. Ang rebounds.
Siguro yung steals. I think medyo mahirapan tayo ng konti na sa turnovers. Kasi meron tayong Harden, Cunningham, Smart, and Paul George eh. Doon pa lang. Diba na yung turnovers.
Oo. Pero actually, ang lakas ng team natin. Ito yung team mo.
Okay rin to. Pero I think more of assist eh. Which is, yan naman ang magiging problem natin. Kasi by this time,
I guess si Rubio,
na yung mga assist eh.
Si Rubio na yung medyo mas malakas sa assist.
Tingnan natin kung may mahuhugot tayo.
Si Seth, tingnan natin yung mga lower. Ito na tayo sa baba. Malapit na pala tayo. Duncan, Okiki.
Wala eh.
Desmond Bain.
Walang nag-a-assist.
Ayos we can go with Ricky Rubio if we want assist.
Rubio tayo?
Oo, we need assist eh. Pero, since
Pero wala na to. Kasi Rubio, hindi na natin alam kung makakalaro pa eh.
makakalaro naman, I think. Ano lang to, for mock purposes lang namin. Pero we're not that high on Ricky Rubio. Since our team needs it, we're okay with it.
Oo.
Pero, in this part of the draft,
Kumbaga, if you decide to later on drop Rubio, not to, hindi masyadong masakit kasi that's what.
actually, itong part ng draft, tama ka, maraming mga bigs, maraming rebounds to be, and
Hindi, maganda rin
three-pointers.
dito, we see, di ba?
Oo,
Later on in the
three-pointers.
draft, maraming big. So, maganda rin to point that out kasi ano yung ipa-prioritize mo early on.
Yes.
Diba? So,
Kasi,
kung may solid bigs ka na, like, ang nangyari kasi sa atin, kaya tayo nagka-problem ng konti is that hindi natin anticipate later on mas, diba? We could have picked more guards, mas konting, mas merong assist over the other players, diba?
ito kasi maraming value dito eh. Like Mason Plumlee is there. Nerlens Noel is still there at 141. That's
Ano bang
another.
balita on Dante?
Walang confirmation if he can be ready for the start of the training camp pa. So, question mark pa yan.
Okay.
Yung Noel, is a very very sneaky sleeper kind of player sa 141. And then Jordan Poole. Ay, isa pa, nasabi natin maraming bigs sa lower rounds. Marami ring three-pointers.
Yan,
Duncan
mga Duncan
Robinson,
Robinson.
Joe Harris,
Otto
Jordan
Porter
Poole.
is here.
Oo, nandiyan si Bogdan nata eh, or si Bojan yan.
Si Fultz ba
Bojan,
makakalaro?
hindi pa natin alam. Stay away muna kayo dyan. Si Chuma Okiki.
Reggie
Diba?
Jackson.
Oo, maraming mga scoring, three-pointer types.
Bobby Portis is there.
Oo.
Yan, mga specialists.
Yes.
One player to watch out for, TJ Warren.
Oo, TJ Warren din. Although malalim ang Indiana, that's something to
Pero, malalim ang Indiana, pero kung healthy TJ Warren, kung naman gagamitin nila.
Pang last pick yan si TJ Warren, feeling. They have Duarte, they have Jeremy Lamb, and they have Justin Holiday. So medyo marami siyang
nandito pala yung mga assist eh.
Sino?
Yan, mga Facundo, Campaso.
Hindi, huwag tayo dyan. Out tayo dyan.
Hindi, ito na yung mga later rounds.
Oo,
Cole Anthony.
Hindi mga ano yan eh. That's not a sure thing yung mga yan magbigay ng assist. I think Rubio was a good pick for us. Itong si Evan na siguro yung ano natin.
Nasaan ba si Olynyk? Bakit ang layo ni Olynyk dito?
Si Olynyk is another player na I like. Detroit. Kelly Olynyk is in Detroit.
Too far. I think hindi pa nila na-update yung mga player. Malapit na tayo and I think yung ba si Bojan? Hindi natin kailangan si Bojan.
Hindi natin kailangan si Bojan. We have lots of scoring.
Threes. Bakit? Kailangan ba natin ng threes?
Pwede. I think
kasi itong batch na to, if you look at it, that's more specialist. Yan, Joe Harris.
I think mag-Evan na tayo.
O kaya Chuma, Fournier.
Oo. Or abot pa ba yan sa atin?
Abot pa.
O di mag-Chuma na lang tayo.
Chuma o Kiki or Harris?
Chuma siguro.
Bakit nawala? Na-auto pick yata tayo. Pick too late.
Sino nang pick natin?
Si Bojan.
Hindi natin kailangan yan. Pero okay lang. 2 pick pa tayo.
Okay lang.
Total, kaya nga maganda mag-mock draft eh. Para
2 pa rin naman tayo sa standings eh.
Oo. I think okay rin si Bojan.
So we can still get Fournier sa dito next
pick. Or we also need someone to rebound and steal pa siguro. Hindi na natin kailangan na scorer eh. Pwedeng si Fournier tapos may isa pang mga players dyan na medyo steal nakikita natin. Kevin Love. Favorite mo. Yan ang favorite mo.
Sinasadik base. Steal pa ba yan? Olinik is at 190.
Yeah. Kelly. Pero hindi natin kailangan si Kelly. May
Yun nga
Bojan na
problema
tayo.
Kasi ang dami nating centers
Hindi naman sa centers. Pero yung marami tayong scorers
Yun nga.
Sobrang daming
Maledon.
scorers.
McConnell.
Ano mo yung rank? I-try mo yan na sa rank. Sino na mataas? Yun, Josh Hart. Yan, maganda. Yan, favorite ko rin yan, si Josh Hart.
So, hindi na natin mabutan si Josh Hart. Hindi, mabutan pa
yan.
natin. Josh Hart or Fournier.
Si Josh Hart, kahit last pick mo, kuha natin yan So, I go with
Fournier. Sa bagay, 253
Or Batum, which is another player na might get a lot of burn in Clippers with, di ba?
So, sino pipick natin dito?
I like Fournier, but we don't need him. Di ba? Pero Batum,
sino kunin natin? Batum? Hanapin ko pa, layong hugot ng Batum.
Fournier na tayo. Sobrang, na yan Sobrang sulit na si Fournier. Sipin mo, pang ilang pick natin yan? 160. Last year, pinipick sa 90s. Ngayon, nasa 160. Ano bang pinagkaiba? He's now in New York. I don't know bakit mababa.
He might be a starter.
He is a starter. Hindi siya, he might be definitely a starter.
Baka kasi, ewan ko lang Red, kung ano. Baka naisip nila yung Boston days niya he was off the bench. Last pick of the draft and we are done.
So maganda to, nakita na pag-usapan natin yung mga
number 1 na tayo.
Galing.
Pero Roto kasi to di ba?
Roto yan. Pero kung hindi Roto, tingnan mo hindi tayo matalo sa points. Hindi tayo matalo sa 3 points. Di ba? So, blocks din actually Kung mayroon kang Jarrett Allen, Miles Turner.
Sino last pick natin? Si Anthony Melton. Wala natin ng
blocks and steals and rebounds.
Steals siguro. Actually, yung assist natin, feeling ko lacking pa
Actually, with Rubio, Harden, and
Sabagay, may Harden naman.
And Fournier. Sino pa yung big, Marcus Smart is gonna be a starting point guard this year, So...
Si Tybul ba? Wala na?
Tybul na sa Philly pa rin.
Pag steals. Hindi, wala
Pero
ba siya dito?
Pero feeling ko, hindi, nandyan yan. Hindi pa rin siya nabibigyan. Yan,
Oo nga.
Hindi siya nabibigyan ng...
hindi siya... Kendrick Nunn. Yan.
Pwede rin yan si Nunn. Pero ang kailangan natin more of, bigs. Sa feeling ko lang.
Si Hassan Whiteside.
Wag yan.
Bigs like center or a power forward.
Someone who's like a Tybul. Actually, pwede si Tybul. Magandang yan. Kasi we need steals, blocks. Although rebounds. So Josh Hart is another one. Wala masyadong blocks si Josh Hart.
Wala na si Josh Hart
Nakuha na ba? Hindi
Ibaka.
pa.
Wala na. Hindi pa pala.
Hindi
Ibaka.
Ibaka injured. Ayoko. Coming off a major surgery si Ibaka So, pass ako kay Ibaka.
Cam Reddish.
Pass din. Too deep.
Cam Johnson.
Kung Cam Johnson
Kuminga.
Turo. Pero kung actual draft ko,
TJ McConnell. Steals. Walang blocks.
Wag na, mag-Josh Hart ka na lang.
Josh Hart or Tybul?
Ikaw pumili. Josh Hart or Tybul. Kahit sino dyan. Pero,
kung kailangan ba natin rebounds?
Medyo, I think.
Di kung ganun, tayo, Josh Hart.
Josh Hart, pwede. Pwede tayo mag-Josh Hart.
Kasi wala namang rebound si Tybul. Tybul talaga, steals and blocks That's it. Jalen McDaniel. Hindi, wala na to. Malayo na yan. Nakita natin. Wala na tayo na. Titignan ko lang kung merong iba. Add to queue para hindi natin wala na
Wala na.
Last
Masyadong malalim na tong mga to.
Actually,
So
Josh Hart, last pick, not bad na kasi last year, Josh Hart was really good.
Oo. So I think if you're at least part of the draft, either you try to round up your team kung anong kulang ng team mo or go for upside picks na lang. And this year, yun nga, maraming mention si Scotty Barnes, baka nandyan pa. Kung hindi,
last look of our team, James Harden, Cunningham, Smart, Paul George, Miles Turner. Di ba ini-email to sa atin?
Ini-email yan.
Okay, so i-share ko na lang rin dun sa page natin. Alright, so yun. You were saying?
Yun yung last pick this year. Usually pag nag-draft yung last pick, try to round up your lineup kung ano yung kulang kayo. Or if not naman, yung last few picks, gamitin nyo na lang sa upside picks. Especially this year, maraming mga upside picks this year na pwedeng sugalan. So, yun.
And yun, very interesting yung sa rankings as they change, as we get closer to the season, maraming magbabago dyan sa rankings. Naalala ko, last year si Luka was 20 plus yata, 30 plus, di ba? Start ng rankings and then moved up to mga 15.
Yes.
This year is nasa top 5, surprisingly, nasa top 5 na kagad siya.
As a recap, I think Jokic, Curry,
Curry yung medyo sure.
Jokic, Curry, Harden, Lillard, Karl Anthony Towns, yung 5. I think you can interchange yung 3-4-5 or 2-3-4-5, debatable kung si Curry, whatever. Pero yung 5, medyo
yung
solid for me.
Feeling mo, yun na yung top 5 talaga?
Feeling ko yun na yung top 5.
Okay, but assuming that Yahoo sticks to this 5 na wala sila doon sa top 5 eh.
Hindi, ang wala lang doon si Kat.
Hindi, wala si Harden sa top 5.
Si Harden, wala.
Because nandun si Luka and
Giannis.
Durant.
Yeah.
So, I think this year, after the top 2, doon medyo labo-labo na.
Oo. I think,
I mean, mga managers would, I'm sure may magpipick dyan, Luka number 3. Giannis might be picked mga 4 or 5 because of the way he played nung finals, mga ganyan.
I wouldn't blame them for that and I'm okay with that. Yun nga, after the 5, Luka and Giannis, 6 or 7, flawed. Marami silang mga problems fantasy-wise. Pero manageable for me, 6 and 7 because both of these players naman medyo durable naman, knock on wood. So, I think yung dalawa medyo okay. So, after the 6 and 7, yun, doon na lang. Kasi lahat yan, injury risk na eh. Embiid, KD, di ba? Kahit si LeBron eh. Di ba? And Anthony Davis. So, lahat yan, medyo sakit ng ulo mo na yan.
And siguro, unlike past years, yung top 2 or 3 picks are not too far off from the rest of the field.
From the rest of the field. Pero you would still want to have a top 7 pick, I think. That's how I see it this year.
Kasi, di ba, past few years, many believe na Harden was way above everyone else. Diba? Ngayon, parang hindi na rin kasi because of that injury risk, and yung risk of being with Brooklyn and the Big Three. So, mahirap na rin sabihin. Pero I think the way drafts would go after the first 2 picks, baka nga after Jokic, labo-labo na. I don't think, I haven't seen a consistent projection na si Steph is number 2. So, baka many would still go with KD number 2, many would still go with Harden number 2, Luka number 2. So, I think after Jokic, labo-labo na yan.
Oo, pero for me, yung top 7, you can be safer. Makakatulog kayo ng mahimbing kung meron kayo 7 players na yun.
Yeah.
And after that, yung 8, 9, 10.
If top 7 mo nandun si KD, I don't think makakatulog ka pa rin.
Hindi, wala si KD sa top 7. Kaya nga, after nung 7 na yon na feeling ko safe kayo, yung 8, 9, 10, 11, yan, meron kayong magandang material na medyo fragile.
Yeah.
Embiid, KD,
actually, if someone
LeBron,
AD, if someone picks si KD early,
that's good.
That's good for those na nasa medyo lower end of the draft. Diba?
Yes.
That means may magpo-fall off dyan. So,
yes.
tingnan na lang natin. Alright, so that's the first mock mock draft of fantasy bench warmers. We'll probably try to do a little bit more pag medyo may drastic changes sa rankings, and maybe once a month, diba? Like September isang beses, and then October the last before the start of the season we can do a late mock draft. Alright, so yun, we'll see you again next week for another episode of Fantasy Benchwarmers. Abangan nyo lang guys, we will release the league assignments, those who registered probably within the week, this week. Some of them baka email ko na within the week, so abang lang tayo. Alright, we'll see you again soon guys. Bye.